Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, ready, go.
Welcome to the Called to Be Bad podcast. My name is Mariah Martin, and I feel called to be bad. It turns out I'm not the only one. Join us as we dig into all things bad, scandalous, deviant, you know, the stuff that makes good church folks squirm in the sanctuary. Why? Well, because sometimes the scandalous is spiritual, deviant is divine, and bad is beautiful. Say yes to the call, and let's see what holy trouble we get into today. Hey baddies, I know that this is a really weird day and time for me to be uploading an episode, but there are two things that I would like to discuss with you, bring up, talk about. One is we now have an official release date for Called to Be Bad podcast season 3. Bum-ba-da-dum. It is November 13 for season 3. So season 3 will be dropping, and then if all goes well, we should have a new episode every Monday, like the good old days that we used to. But thank you for biding with me while I film new episodes, and I've been editing away, and so hopefully I can get ahead a little bit, and it will all be dandy. So please go download, subscribe to YouTube. Some people don't realize that the podcast is both on YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts like Spotify, Apple Music, etc. So if you want to see my face and my guest's face, you can head over to YouTube. And when you do, hit subscribe and like. I'm trying to do the good podcaster thing of, self-promotion. Also, I am going to release the entire unedited episode onto Patreon a day early, like on Sundays. So if you want more access to fun clips and you just can't get enough of the podcast and you want really long unedited episodes, I don't know, some of you might, then check out Patreon, and there's other goodies that I'm going to work really hard to make that even more, to make the Patreon even more lively. Also, I'm still looking for podcast sponsors if you would like to financially contribute to the podcast in a bigger way so that I can keep doing what I love doing. What is on my sweatshirt? Okay. Also, the second thing, I still didn't get it because the camera's backwards. Oh my goodness. Okay, one sec. Okay, got it. Sorry. My head's a little bit all over the place because I'm just doing this off the cuff, but I want to get this information out to you. Also, tomorrow, you all are invited by Sarah Augustine and Sheri Hostetler and others who run the Coalition to Dismantle the Doctrine of Discovery. The Coalition, if you remember, Sarah Augustine came on the podcast for the episode Bad Indian, which is what she calls herself. She is the director of the Coalition. And the Coalition is sponsoring a day of prayer for all that is happening at Oak Flat in support of Apache Stronghold. If you've never heard these words, Oak Flat, Apache Stronghold, that's okay. I'm going to tell you about it. Oak Flat is a sacred land in Arizona, I think it's an hour outside of Phoenix, that is sacred ancestral lands of the Apache peoples. And there is a copper company who has been trying to acquire this land, the rights to this land, for years. And Apache Stronghold is a group of Apache peoples who are trying to prevent this from happening. So tomorrow, Sarah, the Coalition, we are sponsoring a day of prayer. We're asking you to spend time in prayer, praying for hearts to be transformed, for us to repent of the ways that we are ripping our resources from the earth, the way that we are mistreating the earth and creation, and all that has led us to this environmental crisis. I know there's a lot going on in the world. I know. And I don't want to be here trying to add more burdens on your heart. If you're anything like me, your heart is sensitive. But again, if you're anything like me, you want practical things to do. So this is one thing that we can do to fight for our planet, to fight for creation. And so I'm asking you to pray, to join me in prayer tomorrow. and to donate anything you have to give to the Apache Stronghold. I did a sermon on Oak Flat and everything, and I am donating a portion of that money to Apache Stronghold, and I'd ask you to donate with me if you have any little bit to give, because so Oak Flat, Apache Stronghold probably doesn't mean anything to you, but one person framed it in a way that I thought was really helpful to kind of make it more personal. So imagine your favorite place on planet Earth. Imagine a part of creation that just has your entire soul. Maybe it's a beach you grew up going to. Maybe it is a rock on a hill that you just love. Maybe it is your family farm. Imagine this sacred, lovely space that you have beautiful memories at. And for me, it's Rocky Mountain Mennonite Camp, where I grew up attending as a camper. My dad was camp pastor there. My parents got married there. I got married there. It's just this beautiful piece of the mountains. It's where it's kind of the birthplace of my faith and my love for the mountains and creation came from. So imagine your place, and then imagine a big company, threatening to completely obliterate it. Like drop a bomb on your family farm. It sounds extreme, but it's basically what is happening. Imagine your parents, relatives, ancestors are buried there. The remains of your family members are buried there. And this company is going to blow it up to extract resources from the earth. That is what is happening at Oak Flat. And so Sarah, Augustine, and Sheri Hostetler, they released a book. I think it released on October 31st. I think I'll correct myself in the comment in the description if that's wrong. And it's called So That We and Our Children May Live. And the thesis of this book is, if we are going to save the planet, if we are going to solve the environmental crisis, it is not going to be by copying and pasting the methods and practices and philosophy and posture that we have towards the earth now, the capitalistic means of extraction, taking resources from the earth faster than they can replenish. It's not going to be through those means. So if we are taking those same practices, the same extraction practices, sorry, my brain is going too fast. If we keep doing the same things that we've done that got us here, and copying and pasting that to green solutions, to green energy solutions, to making solar panels, to making electric cars, etc., that's not going to create sustainability. We have to reframe our posture and philosophy and way we interact with the earth. We have to slow down our lifestyles so that we are not taking more from the earth than it can give. That is how we create sustainability. So I'll read to you from Sarah's book. Hold on, let me get my pages all in order. From Sarah and Sheri's book. So Sarah in the book says, there is no discussion about the ecological and social damage that will be caused by producing large quantities of solar panels or wind turbines or lithium batteries. Copper is the most widely used metal in renewable technologies like making solar panels, etc. Demand for copper has grown exponentially. It is predicted by 2030 that copper demands will grow nearly 600%. And this is like trying to do a good thing. This is trying to come up with green technology to save us. And yet it is still stripping the earth of its resources and destroying places like Oak Flat. So, and this is all, again, I don't know if I said this, but this is all from Sarah and Sheri's book. Two of the world's largest multinational mining companies, Rio Tinto and BHP, or its American subsidiary, Resolution Copper, are poised to decimate the site sacred to the San Carlos Apache peoples 70 miles east of Phoenix. on a site called Chichil Bilda Gotil, or Oak Flat. Apologies for my Apache pronunciation there. They will use a mining technique that would collapse the area into a mile-wide crater, 1,000 feet deep. So completely obliterating it. And not only will it obliterate it, it will affect the watershed, potentially contaminating water in an area that is already suffering with a drought. Native folks do not have the rights to this land. The Apache people do not have the rights to this land, thanks to the doctrine of discovery. Oak Flat became part of the Tonto National Forest when President Dwight Eisenhower made Oak Flat protected area because of the natural and cultural value it held. But in 2005, Resolution Copper began lobbying Congress to open the area to copper mining. They spent nearly $1.3 million lobbying Congress in 2014 alone. $1.3 million in 1 year to acquire this land. In December of that year, Senator John McCain and Jeff Flake of Arizona added to a defense bill giving Resolution Copper access to protected land. They tried to just kind of squeeze it on in there. McCain, when receiving pushback, justified his actions, saying copper is needed to maintain the tech supremacy of the U.S. military. So he didn't even appeal to environmental solutions, saying, like, we need this to save our planet. No. This was for the military. But, good old politics, shouldn't be surprised. Guess who was a top recipient of Resolution Copper's campaign contributions in 2014? Mr. John McCain. The Apache Stronghold, an Apache-led organization run by Apache leader Wenchler Noyes, has held this mining at bay with prayer and action and lawsuits for years. However, this land remains at a critical risk of being turned over to Resolution Copper. Hence, the call to prayer tomorrow and the call for sending funds to continue to help the Apache Stronghold fight these mining companies. Wenchler's daughter, Vanessa Noyes, says that what is happening at Oak Flat is not just an issue for the Apache or indigenous peoples. This affects everyone on Earth. She says, and I'm quoting here, "When the environment is destroyed, we have nothing left for our future, for those yet to be born. What happens at Oak Flat will set the precedent for what will happen throughout the country. There is no way we can live without water. We can't survive if our natural resources continue to be ripped from the earth and used for profit." So, please join me tomorrow in prayer. Please donate if you have the money. I don't want to see this part of creation destroyed. I want to fight so that these folks, man, I'm getting emotional. Oh, nothing wrong with that. I just want to save the land for these folks. That it is so near and dear to their hearts, that is so sacred. So I'm going to insert a clip of Sarah Augustine giving you concrete ways to help support. And again, pray with me tomorrow. And also keep your eyes and ears out for season 3 of Call to Be Bad. You will hear more incredible stories like Sarah and Sheri's, and I'll be bringing so many more books to the table to fill your book lover heart if that is something that you love. Check out Patreon. Follow me on Instagram. That's where I put a lot of my updates on Instagram. So please go check out Instagram if you have Instagram. And do all the things, my baddies. I love you all. And I'm going to hand it over to Sarah.
Friends and relatives, this is Sarah Augustine from the Coalition to Dismantle the Doctrine of Discovery, appealing to you to join Apache Stronghold for a day of prayer on November 4, the prayer uprising. A Resolution copper mine threatens to destroy Oak Flat. From the beginning of time, Apache Stronghold has grounded their resistance in the strength of their religious practice and spiritual relationship with the land, Apache Stronghold asks people of other faiths to join them in this spiritual struggle. On November 4, Apache Stronghold will amplify these intercessions into a prayer rising for the preservation of Oak Flat. Indigenous people will gather at Oak Flat to pray according to their ways, and people of other faiths will also gather to encounter the holy and to confront, through prayer, the forces of destruction brought by Resolution Copper. Come pray with us at Oak Flat on November 4th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are praying for transformation, for forgiveness, and for healing for ourselves and the earth. Prepare yourself in prayer and plan your transportation to the sacred site located an hour east of Phoenix, Arizona, or organize prayers in your own community. To find out how to participate, please find us on our landing page at dismantlediscovery.org/NOVFOUR. If you're planning to attend the November 4 prayer rising at Oak Flat in person, we are invited to camp at Oak Flat the evening of November 3rd, as well as the evening of November 4th. The campground is free, but please bring your own tent and sleeping gear. There are also accommodations in the nearby town of Superior. To find out more details, including how to join us remotely, please see our landing page, dismantlediscovery.org/NOVFOUR. The coalition is organizing 24-hour prayer coverage for Oak Flat on November 4th. We have a spreadsheet on our landing page. Please fill that out to let us know when and how you intend to engage, whether that's personal prayer, a prayer walk or run, singing, a prayer event, or the other ways that you pray. To sign up, you can see a sign-up sheet on our landing page, dismantlediscovery.org/NOVFOUR. Please join us. There will be people praying across the world, and we are counting on you to join us, those people of faith who are convicted to do so. We are asking people of faith traditions to pray alongside the Apache Stronghold for the sacredness of Oak Flat and all Indigenous lands and all of the earth. Specifically, we are being invited by Wensler Nossi, Apache Stronghold leader, to pray for forgiveness for how our economic systems have harmed the earth, and to pray for healing and transformation within these systems and among all people, so that human and more than human kin will have a livable future. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you there.
That's all for this episode of Called to Be Bad. Keep being your bad, beautiful selves, and I will see you next time.